Welcome to Manchester. We are delighted that we are a city of literature, and we brought along some of our friends, some of our colleagues, some of the people that are essential to our city to give you a little bit of an insight into why we have been designated as a city of literature and tell you a little bit more about how things work here in Manchester.
When I heard that Manchester had got the UNESCO designation, I thought, fantastic, finally Manchester gets to tell its complete story.
Manchester was designated a UNESCO City of Literature in 2017, but it wasn't until 2019 that the independent charity that manages the designation on behalf of the partners was set up. Our vision is for an innovative, equitable, globally connected city of reading and writing. A city that celebrates its diverse voices, where creative talent and industries are nurtured, and where literary activity changes lives.
I think that Manchester being a UNESCO City of Literature means that there is a great opportunity for unity all around the world and to bring other young people together, like-minded people working on similar projects and working in collaboration will be wonderful for this city. And the rest of the world, and they're going to learn and we're going to learn, and I think that brings about cohesion, greater understanding, and just an acceptance that we've all got different stories to tell.
Culture, arts, creativity and literature are so important to Manchester. It's important to the city's economy, it's important to jobs, to the health and well-being of our city. It's the reason people come to live here and work here. It's the reason Manchester is the second most visited city in the United Kingdom.
Manchester is a beacon for poetry, and many people in the city have taken poetry to their heart. Continuing our celebration of poetry, and as an area of expertise for Manchester Metropolitan University, we have Carol Ann Duffy, who's our director of the Writing School. And of course, we've got Lem Cisse and Jackie Kay, who are respectively chancellors of University of Manchester and University of Salford. So, poetry is everywhere in Manchester, on the streets. There are 800 plus literature events and 48,000 people attend events each year in cafes, pubs, libraries, community centres. We run a multilingual Mushaira, which we plan to do here next year, which will involve primary age children and their parents and families.
So let's celebrate art in our local communities, wide-ranging, life-changing Brit opportunities, breeding cohesion and tackling sorrow. Beginners begin to be winners tomorrow. It widens horizons, it broadens our minds, it binds us together, it helps us unwind, it deals in diversity, eases anxiety, weaves ties that bind through the fabric of society.
Manchester Central Library is the busiest public library in the United Kingdom, over 2 million visitors per year, and our network of branch libraries across the city are a key part of ensuring that what happens in the city centre actually is embedded in our neighbourhoods and in our communities. Everywhere you go in Manchester there's a library, and our communities absolutely adore their libraries and our libraries adore their communities. And what we're really keen to do is ensure that anything that happens in the city centre is replicated and happens in a local library as well. Manchester is Library City. It is home to some of the most amazing, spectacular libraries in the UK, if not in Europe, if not the world.
Some of the things that happen in libraries you wouldn't really imagine. People think it's just a transactional service where you go in, you get a book, you know what you want, you take it, you go to a counter, you click it and you leave. But actually libraries support people at critical times in their lives. So things like when you have a baby, people who are socially isolated, a lot of people with mental health issues come in just to chat and to connect with their communities.
Read Manchester is all about promoting the benefits of reading for pleasure for every community in Manchester. So we're talking about working with food banks and families and with children and schools, and all of those partnerships are really invaluable to us.
From our point of view, Manchester's always been a city of literature. So from its earliest inception as the world's first modern city, kind of political development that it's represented. It's often been at the forefront, at the vanguard of a lot of the political movements. Manchester has a long history of literary activism.
The city has always abounded in writers. We have one of the oldest writing schools in the country. We have a number of publishing houses. In terms of publishing, Manchester is becoming more and more of a hub. Among the Manchester publishers are publishers like Comma Press, and Comma has a wonderful hold on international writers.
When I came to the city, I met a lot of other writers, other poets, and I had this great sense of this community and congregation of writers here in the city. But the longer I've been here, the more I've become aware, I suppose, of what the long history of writing in Manchester has been.
For me, when we started, it was always very clear to me that this was going to be about writing, completely generally defined, and that was going to be about everything from street art to poetry, from novels to flash fiction. It was going to be about performance, and it was going to be about archives. It was going to be about the kind of beautiful things that we have from the 16th century and the 17th century, really beautiful manuscripts and original first editions and things like that, but also about stuff that was happening right now, stuff that was happening online and stuff that was happening in grassroots communities. It was about writing generally defined.
So there is this sense of momentum here that it's a good city to come to as a writer, and it's a place that you can make your base, not just to create a kind of closed little ecology here, but to, from Manchester, work out into the wider ecology of literature, both nationally and internationally.
Manchester Literature Festival has been going now for 15 years, and we grew out of Manchester Poetry Festival. We would normally deliver a festival of around 80 events in numerous venues across the city, including Central Library, Elizabeth Gaskell's House, International Anthony Burgess Foundation, and you would usually reach a live audience of around 13,000 people. Manchester Literature Festival is just one of dozens of festivals that take place across the city. We're all part of a festival ecology that looks to celebrate the rich cultural diversity of the people that make up Manchester, but also invites dialogue and conversation with the rest of the world.
So welcome to Manchester City of Literature. This is where the stories get told. They're going to be heard from oral, from spoken, from visual to any form of storytelling. Manchester is unstoppable.
Okay, so that is everything today from Manchester City of Literature. Thank you so much for joining us and taking a look around with us. If you do want to find out any more, please visit our website at www.manchestercityofliterature.com.